here with Tommy Kuhl. Tommy, a successful Monday qualifier. How does it feel, man? It's been a bit here.
It feels really good. It feels really good. No status right now, so I've been chasing these Mondays for what seems like forever. It's been like 2 years since I haven't had status, and some close calls in these Korn Ferry Mondays for the past 2 years, and to get through it feels really good.
Let's go back to 23, Tommy. You turned pro, had a very good career at Illinois. I mean, at Illinois, you have examples of teammates. You know what the pro golf grind is like, the ups and downs of it, as much as you can without being out here. But you Monday into the John Deere, like pretty soon after turning pro. Like there has to be some of you that part of you at that time that was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like it just kind of take off from here.
For sure. I finished up school in 2023. I had Canada status then, and I was kind of just obviously thrown into pro golf with having status. And I think once you're thrown into professional golf with not having to go to Q school and grinding your way to get status, you think it's just golf. I mean, you think it's easy, and it kicked me pretty hard fast. And it was a little reality check. And pro golf's a lot different than college golf. I think, going from junior golf to college golf had a ton of differences, and then college golf to professional golf has a lot of differences and challenges. And I had to learn, and I've been fighting since. So I've learned a ton, and I think for my progress, and I think I've learned a ton. So that's all that matters for me right now.
Is there a moment, Tommy, that you remember, like maybe after turning pro or, struggled in Canada that first year or whatever that moment was, if there was one, of like, man, the reality of pro golf has hit me in the face? Or is it just gradual of like, you know, the miscuts pile up, the disappointments pile up? Or is there a moment you go like, whoa, dude, this has been not what I thought it was going to be?
It's hard to think of really a moment up there. I just remember, I think I played 7 or 8 weeks straight right out of the gate. Um, and that was very difficult. I mean, college golf, the biggest thing is you're gone for only, usually 4 or 5 days. And in pro golf, you're gone for weeks at a time. So that was a huge adjustment for me. And then another thing is I thrived on the team aspect of having, my best friends around me every day, um, as well as Coach Small, a teacher that, you know, helped me. So that was the biggest challenge. And I think, that was probably the hardest part for sure.
It like, is there a part of that that becomes harder when you struggle, Tommy? Because like some of the guys that you played college golf with have moved on, right? They're on Korn Ferry Tour or whatever. Not that some don't struggle like you did, but like not that they forget who you are, but you start getting different tee times or you don't have status or whatever. You just don't run into people all the time. And I assume that makes the sport even lonelier, right? Like guys you hung out with, like
It
just aren't around as much.
it definitely makes it hard. I think, especially in golf, Adrian Dumont Deschessart is my best friend. And, obviously he was off and running it right as a pro. Um, it wasn't by accident. He's an absolute stud, and a lot of guys are. And, still just people out here on Korn Ferry Tour, America's, even the PGA Tour, DP, any tour. I'm close with a lot of guys out there, and some of my best friends. And it is, I'm not going to say it's hard to see success because I root for my best friends, but as a competitor, um, it kind of, I think it pushes me more than anything. And I think, being around him and competing against him growing up and even now, it makes me realize I can do it, but it's not easy. Nothing's given in this game. I think that's what's so amazing about this game is you have the ball and you have to go go out and do it and prove that you can do it on a big stage and in Q school. So
Tommy, you seem to have. I'm looking at scores only, and that obviously doesn't tell the entire story, good or bad. Sometimes when players are putting up 72s at Monday, they're closer than they think, and sometimes when they're putting up 65, they're not as good as those scores indicate. But it seems from the outside that you're starting to play some golf that everyone thought would be the case. What has changed?
I think I found the love for the game again. I think again, I'm maturing. I feel like my game is totally different than it was when I turned pro, in a good way. And I feel like I've put an incredible team together around me, people who believe in me. It starts with my family, my girlfriend, my coaches, and just having a group like that who believes in me and picks me up when I'm down and just is there to talk to, and it's crazy in this game. I feel like every player has little things that come up mentally that just, can really take a toll on your golf game. And it's nice to have people that believe in you and love you, who you can pick up the phone and call and just talk about anything. And I think that's the biggest thing right now is I wasn't scared to open up about what I was going through, with as far as golf or just life in general. And I think that's probably the biggest thing is finding the love again and just realizing that there's more to life than just golf. I think if you talk to anyone, that's kind of how I'm wired is I'm go, go, go. I'll put in the work, but sometimes I just need to chill, look back and be like, you know what, there's more to life than just getting the ball in the hole. And family for me is everything. So that's my number one.
Is that part of the maturity, Tommy? Is those are often hand in hand, right? Is like success on the course and happiness off. It's like, if people go to work and have shitty days day after day, no matter what their job is, it eventually is like, okay, it starts to affect your family life. Is that part of the maturity and is what has helped you on the course is like, hey, this isn't who I am as a person. Like it's golf and I can
100%.
separate those two.
100%. And yeah, I just feel like I've just had a better outlook on it, as far as that. If I have a bad day on the golf course, I'm still going home to a family who loves me, a girlfriend who loves me, and just trying to get better each and every day. I'm still a competitor on the course. I think that's one thing Coach Small, I mean, he's helped me so much, and I still talk to him every other week is, you still got to be a competitor and love the competition and love the adversity on the golf course. But once you're off, you got to check out and, have a little more to your life than just a score.
Let's go back to yesterday. 3 years into your pro career, probably didn't think that you would be, playing Monday qualifiers on the Korn Ferry Tour. And also, I assume there was like huge relief, joy. What were the feelings yesterday? It's been, 2 years since you've played a Korn Ferry event. It's just been a grind. That's all there is to it. So
It's been a grind.
what is that? What was that moment like when it became official?
Um, it felt great, obviously, to get through. I felt confident. I don't know. Yesterday, Monday and into ISCO 3 weeks ago was huge for me, just for my confidence. I needed it. It was just kind of perfect timing for everything. I felt like what I was doing in my golf game was getting there. I just wasn't seeing results, and it gave me a little more belief to be around guys like Adrian and other guys that I think I can do this. It gave me the belief that on big golf courses and just that championship style golf courses that I can get it around fine. It's just kind of managing my thoughts and other things and still getting better. But that was huge, and I think just yesterday I felt confident and just very, very excited for another opportunity.
When you say struggle, is it like as a pro golfer, you have to convince yourself you're good enough, because there's going to be a lot of times that the game's going to prove, at least for that moment, that you're not good enough.
Hmm.
But you also need some things to go your way in order to like truly believe it. Is that what you were struggled with, Tommy? Is like where you like just good mental thoughts of where you stood in the game despite having no status?
I think that is a huge thing. Obviously missing at Q school the last 3 years, it's, again, you said it, it's a grind if you don't get through Q school, because, you're back to square one, figuring out what you're going to do for the year. Um, and I would say that was a big part, but also just some lingering stuff, I've dealt with kind of my whole life with anxiety and other things that it's life, and I think it led into golf a little bit. And I think it was an array of things that kind of
Mhm.
pushed into those mental thoughts and, wondering if truly, I've always known pro golf, when I think about it, golf is all I want to do. Um, but there are times I think everyone has where they're like, how long can I do this? How long can I
Mhm.
do this? And again, I think that is a normal thought, but that's when you go back to your team and the people who believe in you and sponsors. I'm super grateful for just everyone around me. It's not one. It's not just me. It's a team effort, and I think every other pro golfer out there can say the same. Is you need a village around you to do this, and that's what makes this special. Is to share the ups and downs with people you love and believe in.
I mean, I think for every pro golfer, Tommy, success on a week to week basis is different, right? So, what come Sunday, what's a successful week outside of, obviously everybody wants to win or finish top 25, so you get in the next event or whatever, right? But like, just for you personally, what is a successful week?
Man, that's a good question. I haven't really, I think you hit it head on. Like, I think we all say we want to win, but it's so hard to do that out here. I think just mentally, I want to be in a good headspace and not try and press too much this week. I've had my opportunities, haven't taken great advantage of it. Um, I think I just want to go out and play solid golf and be consistent. And that's one thing me and my coach have worked on the past couple months is just let's be consistent with my habits and how I play golf, and let's see how that stacks up after 4 rounds. So I think if I do that, um, just stick to my process. I know that sounds so cliche in pro golf, but honestly, that's what I want to do is just go out there and compete as hard as possible and just be consistent with my process out there.
As far as that process goes, Tommy, do you think you're in a place where if the week doesn't go exactly how you hope it will go, it's okay? Meaning, like, there's a lot of players who put it on themselves and they're like, oh, I got to make a cut. And then they're just devastated if they
Yeah.
don't, right? While others are just like, yeah, this is part of the grind. Like, I might shoot 74, 74, but I'm going to learn what I can from it. You've struggled with anxiety and those things. Do you feel like you're in a place, no matter what this week goes, you can pull the positives or the process part of it out of this week?
100%. Again, I think, I want to play well, but regardless, I know I'm getting better. That's all I care about at the end of the day is I want to be firing at all cylinders, you know, um, come fall for Q school, because for someone with no status, that's really kind of, I'm not going to say all that matters,
There's only
but
one tournament that kind of matters. Yeah, right.
yeah, yeah. So I just want to keep getting better, come Q school, and that was me and my team's goal this year is regardless if I snuck through a Monday or played these mini tours or is like let's just keep learning, let's keep getting better, and let's keep seeing things I need to improve on, and hopefully come fall, I'm in a good headspace to go out and play my game.
Tommy, you've been very great to me. I appreciate it. People say that people in the media, I don't know if I'm in the media or not, but I guess I am in some respects. But uh, they're not supposed to pull for people, but it's a bunch of bullshit. So I'll be pulling for you.
I really
Been amazing
appreciate
to
it.
me, and yeah, and I appreciate the honesty, man. This is what a lot of golfers go through, and I appreciate you speaking about it.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you, Ryan, and you do so much for pro golf, and I really, really do appreciate it. And it's cool to see stories because, again, I think, it's life. Like, pro golf is like any other job. I think people go through their battles, and I think you'd be more surprised at the guys, the little things that are going on, and I think you do a good job of pulling that out. So we're lucky to have you for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, I just wrote an article about Haley Harford, this woman on the Epson Tour, 29 years old, just won for the first time. The event before that, she beat 3 players, was bawling in her car thinking it's over, right? 29 in the women's game is, 40 in the men's game. And she won 2 weeks later, and she'll probably be in the LPGA next year back again. So
That's what makes this game amazing. It's
really is.
never out of it. Balls in our
Amen.
own court. We control our destiny, which is unlike anything. So,
You're the man, Tommy. Thanks, man. I
Ryan,
appreciate you.
thank you so much. Have a great night.
All right.
Yep, we'll see.